How's it going? So today we're going to talk about the EasyGuard EC200K. I'm going to try and make this as short as possible. I did find two problems. I am going to go over a little bit of my ordeal here. About a year and a half ago, the main LCD remote for my SP502 Crime Stopper alarm remote start that I have in the Impala gave out. I tried changing the battery. It wouldn't charge anymore, so I changed the battery. Since I didn't have specs, I think I may have gotten one that gave too much amperage to the circuit board, and it may have fried it. Now, with that said, I've been using the Sidekick ever since, little remote that it comes with, and it actually gave out two. So it started eating just through batteries. Those were the button ones that weren't rechargeable, so it's not worth it. I went ahead and I got the Sidekick A777. Pretty cool alarm, except it's not a remote start. I messed up. But when I did get it, I noticed that it had a very similar problem like the Crime Stopper did. It had the buttons in the front. This unlock button, I accidentally hit a whole lot when I'm working by accident. And that's how my car got broken into one time. I hit the button, I forgot to lock it back up. I was busy and somebody broke into my car. Now, with these EasyGuard ones, unless you're trying to, since it's on the side, it's not going to get pushed. Up in the front, it seems pretty sturdy too, but you're only going to lock it anyway, even if it does get touched. I did like that about it. I also like that it was a AAA battery in case I die. With the rechargeable one, I had to use that charger. It was like those old Racer phone chargers. And so you couldn't just charge it a little bit to open your car. Whereas these ones, you can go to the store and get it right away. Don't have to have a special charger. The reason why I didn't go back with the Sidekick and I didn't go with the AudioVox, the Prestige one, is because, again, it had two of these remotes. Even if each remote only lasts me about a year, my Impala is pretty up there in age, pretty up there in miles. So at this point, if it lasts me 2 years more, I'll definitely be happy to buy a whole nother remote start for it. Now, it has two problems, and I'm going to try and get as quickly as possible with them. One, might not be a big problem for you, is that it has a siren wire, but it doesn't have a horn wire. Again, I've never cared for the sirens. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that. For some reason, this does have two parking light wires, one for the left, one for the right. Doesn't make sense. Maybe on newer cars, somebody can enlighten me on that. Maybe on newer cars, there are left and right. But as far as any car that I've worked on, it's always been just one wire. So I'm going to grab the other wire, connect it to a relay, and that's how I'm going to get ground to my horn, and that's how I'm going to have the horn. It works out really well because with the lights, it's going to go on, and then it's going to go off once the lights shut off when it does the flashing part of it. I wouldn't use the siren one at all because then the horn's just going to be on the whole time. So definitely not a good idea to use a siren. Now, the second problem, and that's the major safety one, is it doesn't have a wire for a hood pin switch. Now, that's a big problem because if you're working underneath the hood of your car and you're close to the belts, the car gets accidentally remote started and it can crush your fingers or do a lot more damage. Now, we might say, oh, well, just leave my key there. You never know with these Chinese stuff if it's going to go off by accident or not. Rather play it safe than sorry. Or maybe, you have a little one at home and they get a hold of it and they start playing. Sometimes I have my kids next to me when I'm working on a car and they'll start playing with random stuff. Definitely don't want them to playing with your keys and turning it on. So the way I want to go about that is, since I already have a hood pin, and if you don't, definitely buy one off of Amazon. They're only a couple bucks. They're definitely worth it. Right here on the starter, I'm going to put a relay. This is from the alarm to the starter wire. So I'm going to cut the wire here and put a relay in there. Now, what's going to be my trigger is, of course, the switch. And if the hood is open, it's not going to let any power go in through to the starter. So therefore, the car won't start with the remote start. Of course, when you're diagnosing a car, you definitely want to be, sometimes you want to have your hood open. So with the key, it's still gonna work, just not by accident by pushing the button. So as far as the rest of the alarm goes, it looks pretty straightforward. It's kind of quirky with the unlock, lock buttons, but that's fine. There's a few diagrams to go about it. They made it more complicated than it needed to be, and they left out some stuff when they didn't need to. But overall, pretty decent looking alarm. I'll keep you updated on how it works for me, and we'll go from there. If this was helpful for you, again, leave a like. If it wasn't, that's fine. You don't have to. You can even leave a dislike because I don't make money off of YouTube. Hopefully this helped you. Have a great day.